Okay, looks like we are live. Let me go to my YouTube page so I can see the comments.
Only you can see the comments?
Basically, I'm looking at it as if, as if I'm watching my own channel.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So I just do that so I can basically I'm looking at it as if I'm watching there. That's just so I can see the comments. So if anybody comments, I can answer their question and stuff.
Right, okay.
Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and get started here. Yo, what is good, everybody? This is your boy Lincoln Clay coming back at you. Remember to hit that like button, help spread my content to a wider audience. I would appreciate it. And make sure you hit the bell icon so you can stay updated when I upload new content. I would appreciate that as well. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. Hope you are enjoying the content. And tonight, we have a special edition of The Lincoln Show. This is the God of War edition with returning guest, Gunru Gaming. I've asked him to come back as a return guest because I've known this man since 2005. And both the PlayStation and his Xbox has been his preferred platform at one time or another. But one thing remained a constant was his love for the God of War franchises. He never strayed away from that. So I thought, who would be there's nobody a better person that I would bring on the show for this moment. Right now, as all of you know, the midnight unlocking. What's up, Uncompetitive? What's going on, brother? As everybody knows, the midnight unlocking of God of War is only a few hours away. I feel like it is Times Square. I feel like, it's New Year's Eve, like they're waiting to drop the ball. But before we go any further, I almost forgot. Let me introduce my guest, Gunru Gaming. Go ahead and shoot your intro, my brother.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me again, Lincoln. Man, this has been an honor to be talking with you again on your show, and I'm very excited. And this is Gunru Gaming, and I'm ready to chat it up about this exciting time.
That is what's up. I got a load of God of War questions, but I think before we go into these questions, I'm feeling kind of Randy Macho Man Savage, so I'm gonna do my little, oh yeah. In about a few hours, the whole gaming world will dance with glee for the celebration of God of War, because it is the cream of the crop. It is the cream of the crop. It is the best game of the century. Don't you dare not play this game, or the Macho Man will come to your house and personally tear your head off and stick it up your ass. Anyway.
I was staying quiet, letting you get it out, man. I was loving it. Getting more charged up than what I already am.
Oh yeah. And it's been really tough because it's been a lot of review videos, a lot of live streams, and actually I did not look at the videos, but a couple of videos came up in my suggested feed, and the headlines were spoilers, but they were pleasant spoilers. I'm not going to say anything about it. Let's just say that this game will have my full attention until it is complete. So in starting this interview, last we talked, you were working on your YouTube channel. How's that coming along, and when can we expect to see content from you?
It's coming along good, man. I've been just kind of watching all my favorite YouTubers, watching you do your thing and starting to come up, and I've been slowly but surely progressing, getting it started. The problem is I've been in school and getting that out of the way, and this semester's ending as of Monday, actually. So I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna have some more time on my hands. So be looking for a video real soon, man. Intro video, and then obviously I'm gonna be really excited about God of War release. I might show off my little unboxings. I'm getting a collector's edition of that, and I'm ready to. So be looking for Gunru Gaming soon. I'm excited to join the community and spread my knowledge and opinions and just have some fun with you guys. Hopefully I can get on some podcasts and chat it up with you guys soon.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. You've already got a confirmed seat from King Thrash on the Roundtable podcast, so I'm definitely looking forward to you getting your channel up and running. Get some videos out there and join us on the Roundtable. It's never a dull moment in the Roundtable, so definitely we'll be looking for you there. That's definitely something I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to have you as part of the Roundtable podcast.
Excited, man. I'm excited to hear that.
That is what's
Looking
up.
forward to it.
So, what console have you been gaming on lately?
I have been gaming on the PlayStation 4 lately, and I've been playing God of War 3, the remastered on the PS4, and I've been having a blast. And said, hey, I'm gonna run through this God of War 3 just to get the juices flowing and keep me content until the new one come out. And so that's what I've been playing lately. And then I throw some MLB to show it here and there as well. So
Okay.
those are the two I've been playing the most.
Okay, so the God of War games you've been playing, did it feel nostalgic? Were you reminiscing? How did it feel to play those games again?
It felt good, man. It's funny because I'm enjoying that one, and then it's going to be a totally different God of War come tomorrow. So it's going to be a change of pace. But that's what's exciting, man, is that I'm playing it. What drew me to the game, I'm playing that, and then I'm ready for this new adventure come tomorrow. So it's going to be exciting.
That's what's going on, man. That's what's up. I'm really excited about it too. But being that anybody who knows me knows that the Fight Night franchises was a big hit with me, even though I'm not a big fan of EA, but I've always loved the Fight Night franchises. So whenever a new Fight Night was about to come out, our crew always, was like, I'm one of the first people to come to mind because they know how much I love that game. So I felt the same way. It was like when the new God of War was announced, I was excited about it, but I was like, man, hey, Lee's got to be 10 times more excited than me. So just how excited are you for this game?
Very excited, man. It just brought me back to when I first fell in love with the God of War franchise. Just to give everybody a reason why, probably thinking like, why, you so hyped about God of War, why you love it so much. Well, I'm a big fan of the Greek mythology. I'm a big fan of the gore, the violence, the alpha, just the whole thing. I just really love it. And that game kind of just drew me in when it first came out on the PlayStation 2. And I was just like, gosh, I just gotta have that game. And so, it is, I'm gonna be honest and say that this is my favorite game of all time, man. I know and that's saying a lot. There's a lot of good games out there, a lot of good, action adventure games, a lot of good hack and slash games. There's a lot, but this is just my favorite. I love not only the gameplay and the action in it, the gore and whatever, but I just love the character Kratos. I think I love him. He's such a badass, and it's my favorite game, man.
Without a doubt, this is my first time. This is my first time getting ready to play a God of War game, but I knew the minute I saw Kratos throw that axe and it came back to him, I knew it was a game that I definitely had to have. And I said it before that I resonate with this Kratos. He's older, he's wiser. I'm under the impression that he does not get violent. I'm getting the impression that being violent is a last resort for him. That's kind of the way I feel about life. I wouldn't want to have to do something. I won't do something unless I absolutely have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely a person that believes in stuff like that should be your last resort. And with him, I think getting his son ready to be a warrior, to be a man, I'm definitely feeling that because I have a 12-year-old son, and and I'll be getting him ready for manhood in a year or two. I've already spoken to him about going to the gym when he gets a little bit older. I'm going to sit down and give him the speech. So I definitely resonate with this form of Kratos. So which edition of God of War did you buy?
I bought the collector's edition. Is the one before the stonemason. I didn't buy the stonemason. I was going to, but I went to GameStop and they didn't have it. And I'm like, oh, go figure. They don't have the one that I want. So what I did was when I bought the Xbox One X and I bought a bunch of other stuff for the holidays, during the holiday season, I got these gift cards, and I got gift cards for Christmas that I never spent and stuff like that, So, I was holding on to like all those gift cards. So I'm like, well, wow, this will pay for the majority of this collector's edition. So, and then I got to look and I compared the two. And I'm like, well, the stonemason edition is come with a few more items, but I could live without those items. Come with like a ring, a keychain, and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I might not even use those things. I'll be fine with, the most important thing is I get the steelbook, I get the statue. That's what I really want. And so I stuck with that edition. So I'll be picking up the collector's edition tomorrow.
Okay, that's what's up. I bought the digital deluxe edition, and I really did want to, get the Kratos statue, but but I was stuck between, do I want to get the statue, which there may not be anymore, or do I go ahead and buy a digital version of the game so I can play it at midnight? It was a very hard decision, but I opted to go for the digital deluxe version so I can play this game at midnight. I have to be at work at 6 in the morning. I am planning on playing this game, provided that my download finishes. I had a little situation. I purchased the digital deluxe edition and come home from work today, and it turns out that my PlayStation did not download it. Not only did it not download it, it did not even show up in my library. So I had to like turn my PlayStation off and on a couple of times before it finally showed up. And then I started downloading it at about 4 o'clock. So the download still has about almost 2 hours to go, but I paused it so it would not cause any buffering with this podcast. So, I'm thinking if we conclude this podcast at about 10 or 10:30, hopefully I will, be able to get the download done and be able to get a little bit in before I go to bed. Because if I don't, I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to be jonesing all day at work tomorrow, debating about whether I'm going to, leave or not, which I know I won't, but it'll still be in the back of my mind. So I guess I kind of answered my next question. If you were going to, are you going to, you said GameStop is doing a midnight release. Are you going to pick it up tonight?
They are doing a midnight release, and I might slide out of here at midnight to go grab it real quick because GameStop, luckily is only 5 minutes from where I live. So I can easily just hop in my car and go and grab my collector's edition. What's kind of making me hesitant about it is I have to be at work early too. And, by the time I get home and crack it open, download it, whatever, and it's just and I already know when I get on it, it's going to be like, gosh, I don't want to get off. And, so I might just reward myself on Friday after work and be the first stop I make is to go pick it up.
My man King Thrash put out a video. He didn't call it a review video, but he did say that all the 10s that this game got was well deserved, and he definitely recommends that people should pick this game up. So I'm like, wow, that made the anticipation all the more. It's like, man, I really can't wait for this game. This gonna be rough. Wait until midnight.
Yeah, I watched that video too, so it got me excited when the way he was explaining it and stuff. And so he was saying like the reviews, the YouTube videos, and all that don't do it no justice. So I'm like, all right, that's enough. That's all I need to hear.
Not to mention how much I've heard about how beautiful the game is, and you saw that video on competitive, yeah. Thrash gonna keep it. He gonna keep it real. He, I talked to him over the phone. I talked to him through the Google Hangouts, through the PlayStation, and the same man that you talk to on YouTube is the same man you're going to get off camera. So he's a real dude, and that's another reason why he's one of my favorite YouTubers.
Yeah.
So have you watched any of the reviews or live streams of the game?
I watched some part. It's funny because I was kind of teasing myself. I watched a couple of reviews, but not all the way through. I didn't watch any live streams. So I'm like, I don't want to see nobody playing it live, the full game.
But you do realize that by watching the review, you do run the risk of seeing some footage of the game that you probably, that could have been a spoiler. Do you realize that, right?
Yeah, I do realize that. And what I just I was looking at IGN review because they gave it a 10 out of 10, right? So I'm like, I kind of want to see what they say. Why are they giving it a 10 out of 10, And so I went to their review, and it's got the, showing it, playing some, gameplay. And I didn't even finish. I said, all right, I got to cut it off. I don't even care. So I didn't watch the whole thing through because I didn't want no spoilers either. I haven't been watching any reviews, any spoilers, and definitely any live gameplay. So I did sneak a little bit of that IGN video, but then I said, no, I can't finish this. I already know it's great. I'm gonna just hold off on it until I play it.
Okay, so despite all the great reviews, what if this game turns out to be trash?
It's a possibility because everybody got their own opinion. Yes, it got a bunch of reviews, and it may be some. Look, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect game. I'd be the first to admit it's not. The other ones were great, but they wasn't 10s, but it's a 10 to me because it's what I like, and it's good enough for me. And so if this game come out to not be all the 10s that is getting all the high Metacritic score, then fine. But you know what? I'm be happy I got the collector's edition. I'm gonna have my statue sitting up nice and pretty, and the game is gonna be just fine for me. Like I've seen enough footage to, you know how your favorite game, you can just look at it and tell, like, yeah, this is the game. It's gonna be a 10 to me,
Right.
So that's how I feel. I mean, it could be trash to some people. Some people might play it, be like, oh man, this is not. I don't like the changes and all that stuff. But hey, because it's gonna be new to me. Because it's different from the God of Wars that I've been playing. So I may put it in and be like, I kind of like the old stuff. I like the old Kratos better. I like the old weapons better, and But look, man, it's Kratos, it's God of War, and I'm gonna enjoy it, man. I'm a fan of the game, and so I have no doubt about it that I'm gonna like it.
I feel the same way. And uncompetitive, of course, the game isn't going to be trash. It's just a hypothetical question for the interview, especially someone that I know, loves the God of War franchise. I know how much he loves it. So it was just a hypothetical question that what if this game were to throw him a curveball? How would he feel about it? So I knew he was going to feel that way because, there's certain games that I like that everybody else might be trash, but I really don't care. I know I'm going to love it too. So that's what kind of answer I expected out of him.
And let's just say these reviews came out and they was giving it 7s out of 10s or even lower. Let's just say like they didn't really like the game and people, but you know what? It wouldn't have changed my mind. You know what I'm saying? I would have picked it up day one, collector's edition, and I wouldn't hesitate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for in my case, one simple thing made me say I got to get this game. When he threw that axe and he put his hand out and the axe came back, yeah. I was sold right then and there.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what the story was. Thor's my favorite hero. Mjolnir is his hammer. He throws it, it comes back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I knew you liked that.
Oh, no. Yeah, without a doubt. Uncompetitive says, I know it's a 10, but I won't get it as I lack the skill to play it. Uncompetitive, I might not even have the skill to play this game. It's my first time venturing into God of War. This is going to be my first time playing the game. But as I said, the him throwing the axe and the axe coming back to him, and then it looks like it has a good story. And that's the one thing about me in single player games. I like to see it play out as a movie. So I may play it on the easiest level just so I can see it play out as a movie. And then I might come back and do it again, so I can get a challenge out of it and go after trophies and stuff. But as of right now, I definitely want to see this game play out as a movie.
Yeah, I was going to say the uncompetitive, like, this is going to be new for me too, because the old God of Wars were more hack 'em slash 'em games. And this one is, you have to kind of, customize weapons and look for stuff to make everything better stuff. It's going to be a little bit different, more of a, kind of like Horizon Zero Dawn and those RPG type games, right? So it's going to be a learning curve for everybody, I think. So like you were saying, put it on a lower difficulty and play through it the first time and slowly but surely get the hang of it. And you can up the difficulty on the second playthrough or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I mean, if the easiest level turns out to be too easy for me, I might adjust the settings right then and there. But I know in the beginning, until I get the hang of this game, I'm more interested in seeing the movie aspect, the story aspect of this game.
Yeah.
Rather than the abilities and features on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what turned you on to the God of War franchise?
Me, I'm a big fan of the violence. I like the alpha, beast of Kratos. I like the weapons he used. I like his attitude. I just like that drew me in because I'm a big fan. And I don't know if you've seen this series, Spartacus. It came originally on Stars. I think it had about 4 seasons or whatever. That's one of my favorite. Never watched it. Okay, that's one of my favorite shows. And I like the movie 300 and all that stuff. Like I love that macho alpha mentality, and I love the violence and and all that stuff. And that's what drew me into the game. I love that Greek mythology, and I just was a fan of Kratos as a character, so that's what drew me in. And I'm a big fan of the hack 'em slash 'em games, so.
Okay, then this game will be right up your alley. And mine too, because I am a big fan of Norse mythology. So,
yep.
With Thor, Loki, Odin, Frigga, I'm a big fan of that. And so, did you like it as soon as you saw the first one, or was it a situation where you had to play it a couple of times before before you liked it?
When I first saw it, I didn't even have a PlayStation 2 to get the game, but I just knew I wanted it. I wanted the game, and I didn't even play it. I just seen it, and I wanted it, and that's how bad I wanted the game. So it's funny that I never picked up the controller and actually played it and to fall in love with it to actually want it. I just looked at it and seen that I want that game, and turned out I actually loved it.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Uncompetitive. You're talking about Spartacus. I mean, I want to be able to say that, yeah, I'll get around to watching it. But the fact of the matter is, when I'm at home, my life consists of video games and sports. If I'm not like take MLB The Show, for instance, if I'm not playing the game, I'm watching the game. So, that's my life. I love sports. Even though I was skinny as a rail when I was young, I was highly athletic. I could run like a gazelle. I could jump. I was just, skinny as a rail, but I love sports. So, but going on to our next question, you bought a PS3 specifically for God of War, did you not?
I did. Yeah, it was just for that game. And so when it came out, I wasn't ready to drop the money for it because I think it was $600 when it first came out.
Yeah.
So I just said, you know what? I'll be patient and just wait, because I didn't have the money to because I couldn't be a multi-console owner back then. I had to pick one. That's just where my life was at, as far as, money and budgeting and stuff like that. So when I finally got a chance to I said, I'm going to buy it just to get God of War. I just got to figure out when and, how I'm going to do it. But yes, I bought a PS3 just for God of War.
Okay, that's cool. Uncompetitive said, the Spartacus and the Vikings was actually suggestions for you rather than me. Which he did mention Spartacus, but yeah, he also mentioned that the Vikings was good too with Kirk Douglas and Tony Curtis.
Yeah, I watched the Vikings show. I watched that, if that's what he's talking about, and I love that series, man. I'm waiting for the DVD to come out so I can buy it the season and watch the latest season because I missed it. I missed out on it.
Okay.
But if that's what he's talking about, yeah, I love that Vikings show, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, when it comes to like movies, I'm definitely gonna go out of my way to watch movies, especially comic book movies. A made for TV series or something like that. No, he said not Netflix. These are old 1960s movies.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll look into that then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this Viking show was on their History Channel. That's what I thought he was talking about because I watched that one. But yeah, I'll check the 1960s. I'll definitely check that out, man. Mm-hmm. I love those kind of movies.
Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow, Twitter will be flooded with tweets, and YouTube will be flooded with review videos, reaction videos, and live streams. How do you think the Xbots will act given their behavior the last couple of weeks towards God of War and Spider-Man?
Oh, it's gonna be the same, if not worse, because everybody gonna have their hands on the game. So a lot of the PlayStation guys are gonna be throwing videos out there, tweeting and talking about how good the game is, and I'm anticipating to see a lot of the Xbox haters, throughout they shade, and they already starting to kind of talk about other things like, oh, E3 leaks is starting to happen, and so you can just look, you can just tell that it's some hate going on with this release, so it's gonna be kind of funny to see these tweets and stuff tomorrow, and videos, live streams, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Almighty Spartan God, what's going on, bro? Yeah, I think I heard about El Mega. I think I might have heard Ryan mention him or something. Rest in peace to him. Wishing nothing but the best for his family. Hope hope they can get through this tragic time.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Mm-hmm. So here's a good question for you. If God of War was a PlayStation VR exclusive, would you buy a PlayStation VR solely for this game?
Wow. I'm not a big VR guy, but I might have to give it a shot if it was a VR exclusive. I definitely would look into it. anything to get my hands on God of War, I'm willing to do it. If the only way I could play was VR, you know, I might have to just suck it up and get sick and play it. But
well, VR doesn't automatically make you sick. Yeah, I think it. I think somewhat has to do with frame rate. I know the teleportation is one of the things that was causing me a problem when I first started playing it, because the PlayStation VR in its current iteration, the Move controllers do not have thumbsticks. So some of these games don't have full locomotion whenever the Move controllers are involved. And when that happens and you have a situation where teleportation is the method of travel and you're staring straight ahead and you have to make a 90-degree turn or something like that, and there's no thumbstick to do a smooth turn, you're doing a click and turn, that can throw you off a little bit. And so it's almost like having to reset your eyes to, get reacclimated with the surroundings. So, that's a subject for another time. Sony's working on a new controller that I believe is supposed to be for the next iteration of the PlayStation VR that's going to have a thumbstick on it. So I think the PSVR experience is going to be much, much more enjoyable on the next generation. Let me see. Uncompetitive says ex Bungie talent are working on a PSVR game called Golem, which I did see. I did see the trailer for that. That is definitely going to be a purchase for me. He said it's a game called Golem, which is a bit like God of War. There's something with this girl, something was funny about her eyes. And I think something about her eyes is controlling a golem. It looks like she's moving around through this golem. And this golem is a, big rock figure that almost looks like something out of Shadow of the Colossus. That is definitely a game that I'm planning on purchase when it comes out. So now we are only mere hours from the midnight unlocking of God of War, and rumors and leaks have surfaced about Microsoft's upcoming E3. Do you find that to be a coincidence, or do you think it was calculated?
Yeah, I think it's a coincidence, man. What they're saying is that, hey, I know the PlayStation guys are getting an awesome game in God of War, but look what we're getting ready to do. Xbox fans, be ready. Something big is coming. That's how I take it. They're trying to sell themselves before, the hype come for God of War, so that I think it's calculated, in my opinion, man. Phil Spencer trying to play Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, congratulations on God of War and all of this stuff, man. But then, you got the Xbox going at them, and then all of a sudden you got E3 leaks going on. So, they're trying to fight the battle a little bit, man, and try to, give the Xbox fans something to think about and talk about, because they don't have nothing to talk about right now because they ain't got no damn games to talk about. So they got to talk about the future. Hopefully something happens. But I don't really see that happening.
Now, Uncompetitive's got a couple of more comments. He said the E3 leak is fake. But there's been so many E3 leaks coming out of Microsoft. I mean, it's just another straw on top of the pile as far as I'm concerned, because that is what 2018 has been this year for Microsoft, is a bunch of leaks, a bunch of rumors, and a bunch of announcements. Other than Sea of Thieves, nothing has come out for the Xbox this year.
Yeah,
they're getting games over on the PlayStation side, and over on the Xbox side, they're getting fed rumors, leaks, and announcements. So this E3 leak that supposedly came out, it basically went in one ear and out the other. I didn't think nothing of it, because I've heard that, even Spencer himself has been claiming that this year's E3 is going to be different. It's going to be the biggest E3, blah, blah, blah. So when this leak turned up, I didn't really think anything of it. And then this rumor about Splinter Cell being an exclusive, Uncompetitive said that it is not an exclusive, according to Jez Corden. The Splinter Cell, whether it's going to be an exclusive or not, doesn't really matter to me. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. I guess it all depends on if they take the game back to its roots. That last Splinter Cell, I wasn't a big fan of that, because it seemed like the multiplayer was more of a co-op than spies versus mercs.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to see them go back to the spy versus merc narrative. So that's just one of those things. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. And as far as all this E3 shit, all these leaks, rumors, announcements, and stuff like that, Microsoft back is up against the wall. So they got to say something about their E3. They got to say it's going to be the best one they've ever seen. you know, even if they come out there and show us some damn Candy Crush shit, they got to say that it's going to be the best E3 ever, you know? So it's just going in one ear and out the other for me.
Yeah.
So how damaging of a blow do you think God of War will deliver to the Xbox brand?
It's gonna deliver a big blow, in my opinion. I mean, this is the thing. They already knew this was coming. Like Greatness Awaits, they used to laugh at that. Like, oh, you know, the games are not out yet. Greatness Awaits. And I used to hear jokes about, oh, you guys will keep waiting, keep waiting. Well, they don't have to wait no more because here we are with God of War, and then some other stuff coming right behind it. So, it's gonna deliver a big blow because it is getting closer to E3, and if they don't come with it at E3, which I don't think they will as far as games, you know, and when are we going to get those games if they do show some games? So it's going to deliver a big blow, man. People are Xbox, you know, people who got their head on straight, who could, you know, think logically can say, hey, man, I don't know. I have to rethink this whole Xbox fan thing because this is the thing. Like it's guys out there that was in my situation back when the PlayStation 3 was out. Like, everybody can't be a multi-console owner, man. So, you know, you're gonna have to make your choice. And you got the multiplex, yes, but PlayStation also got these exclusives like this God of War, man. So where you gonna spend your money at? Yeah, I'd rather spend it on the PlayStation with the exclusive and the multiplex and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna deliver a big blow, in my opinion, man.
Yeah. You know, and then you speak of sometimes you're in a position where you have to make a choice and you can only get one or the other. I'm definitely a firm believer, especially when it comes to gaming console, since gaming is my passion. You know, I will find a way to own multiple consoles. You know, it may not happen right then and there. You know, I make an average salary, so I'm not always able to jump up and buy something the minute, you know, as soon as I see it. But, you know, when I have my mind made up that I'm going to get it, it's going to happen at some point. So with that being said, I think any working man who wants it bad enough will have multiple consoles, especially at this stage of the generation when we're seeing a lot of sales, when the PlayStation and the Xbox One S have been on sale for $200. So I think it's very feasible that if a man wants one bad enough, he will find a way to get both of those consoles.
Yeah.
With that being said, you know, we talk about what kind of blow that God of War will deal to the Xbox brand. I think if you're a true gamer, my standpoint is that it kind of doesn't matter because anyone who considers themselves a hardcore gamer, I've said that before, they own some form of PlayStation, they own some form of Xbox. A lot more and more people are starting to get into the PlayStation VR. They at least, you know, have that peripheral as an option, and you know, and a lot of people have a Nintendo Switch. So I think the proof is in the pudding that if someone wants multiple titles, multiple consoles bad enough, they'll find a way to get it. So as far as I'm concerned, I guess while people try to figure out what kind of blow God of War is going to deal to the Xbox brand, I say just play it and, you know, and then see what happens. You know, I own an Xbox and a regular Xbox One uncompetitive, and I own a PS4 Pro. I also have a PlayStation Vita, which is what turned out to be a waste of money. It's not a bad device. It's just I don't have time to play it. You know, it's like I'm always on the go. And then my eyes aren't that sharp anymore, so I don't want to have to carry, you know, reading glasses with me everywhere to be able to see the screen and stuff. But that's pretty much it, though. So is there any chance, Ailey, that you might leave work early tomorrow or call in altogether to play this game?
It's a chance that I may leave work a little earlier than normal, man, because I want to get it home and get it downloaded as soon as possible. So yeah, I may just get the itch. Depends on how the day go, but I do have to pick my kids up. But I will grab and get stop and get the game before I go pick them up because they'll be at a place where it's not gonna be any rush to grab them, you know. So yeah, I might leave work early to go get it if I don't make the midnight release because you know I'm thinking about driving up there and picking it up tonight at midnight and coming home and just let it download tonight, you know. So that's an option too. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Uncompetitive. Yeah. It says right here, I couldn't get on with my 3DS and rarely use my Switch. So my son barely uses a Switch because he spends too much time playing Roblox. And when he's over here, he doesn't even use his Xbox One X. When he's over here, he's on the computer playing Roblox because of the mods. So so we're nearing the end of this. We flew right through it. I've got about 3 questions left. The last 2 are going to be pressure cooker questions.
Okay.
But are you going to try and unlock every trophy in this game?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know what? I am. I'm gonna. This is gonna probably be the game that I platinum. I'm gonna try to unlock every single trophy because I don't think there's no multiplayer on this, right? It's just all single player, right? So
right.
Yeah. So actually, I'm gonna go through the game, and I'm gonna take my time, and I'm gonna play it right, and I'm gonna unlock every single trophy. And if I have to play it a second time through, if I can't find something or if I can't finish it, the trophies, I'm gonna go back through it and play it a second time, and try to unlock everything. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely, my goal is to plat this game. I'm gonna plat the God of War 3 too eventually. So I'm gonna plat that one, the remastered.
I don't have not one single platinum trophy, and the biggest reason for that is because I've never tried to go after them.
Yeah.
I've said it before that I play a lot of single player games because I want to see the story play out as if I'm watching a movie. So a lot of times I play it on the easiest level, and a lot of times I stick straight to the story, and I don't really veer off the main story path, for the side missions and stuff like that. So because of that, I leave a lot of trophies locked, unclaimed. But I may, when I go through and play it a second time, that's probably when I'll make my move, to try to go after some trophies.
Yeah, I agree with that because I don't like the trophy hunt when I'm trying to enjoy the story. I'm focusing on, collecting this or doing this to try to unlock the, trophy when I'm missing out on the story. I want to enjoy the story first and not even worry about trophies. That's why, and then I go back through it and play it again and collect the trophies. But I'm a new PlayStation guy, man, so there's a lot of work that needs to be done as far as unlocking trophies. My trophies are bare bones right now. But that's a great question because I thought about like, man, this is gonna be my first plat. I want to try to plat this game.
So you don't have any platinums either?
I have no plats. No plats at all.
Okay, how many total trophies do you have? Just rough guess.
I want to say rough guess about maybe 60 or so, maybe. I know I'm like at a level 6 or something.
Oh wow.
Level 8, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of catching up to do. I mean, I don't have a platinum trophy, and I think I only got like maybe 12 gold trophies or something. But I do have about 600 trophies. I do have a ton of bronze, but that's nothing to brag about because
total completely. Oh, I got 278 total trophies.
Okay. Yeah, some of these trophies, like the bronze trophies, they're the easiest ones to get, and some of these trophies, you don't even have to play the game. All you got to do is just hit the start button, and boom, you get a trophy. Yeah. For just starting the game. So a lot of those bronze trophies aren't anything to brag about, but gold trophies and platinums, then you got some definite bragging rights. Yeah. My next question, it is the second to the last question, but it is one of the pressure cooker questions that I had for you.
Okay.
So, and Uncompetitive and whoever else is watching this stream, feel free to chime in on this question that I have for him, because it's something that's definitely gonna make you think. So, all right. So, A-Lee, so you have only $130 left to your name, right?
Okay. Yep.
You're about to buy the God of War limited edition with that money, but a woman that you've been wanting to go out with for a while has finally become available, and she's taking you up on an offer for you to take her out to dinner. So, do you spend that $130 to take her out to dinner, that last $130 you have to take her out to dinner, or do you say fuck it and go buy that God of War limited edition?
Oh wow. That's a good question, man. Man, you say so. It's somebody that I've been wanting to take out for a while, huh?
Yeah, somebody that you've been wanting to hook up with for months. Just as you about to go buy that God of War limited edition, she got in contact with you, whether it was through Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and finally, you know, says in so many words that she's available, and you know, and if you offer to take her out to dinner that, you know, from a while back, if that offer still stands, then she's available. Do you take her out to dinner, or do you buy the God of War limited edition? And remember, this is your last $130.
Yeah. I gotta get my God of War, man. I'm sorry. I gotta get it. I can't pass it up.
How competitive chose the woman.
He did. Yeah. Man, I gotta get the God of War, man. The woman gonna have to wait, or we gonna have to eat something at the house, or go to, you know, do something. I don't know, but I gotta have my God of War collector's edition.
Yeah, but you know how some of these women are. They want you to prove how much you like them by, you know, taking them out and spending a bunch of money on them that night. Take them out to dinner, take them to a movie, and it's not even a you know, it.
Yeah, I could spend 130 and take her out, but not get no action. It'd be worthless, you know. So, you know, like, you know, there's not a guarantee, man. Just because we go out and I spend my money on her, well, there's no guarantee. She might not even call me the next day. So, God of War gonna be right there waiting for me when I get home, get off work. Kratos is gonna be right here waiting on me to you know, grab that controller. So
knowing me, I'm gonna try to play both sides of the fence. I'll buy the God of War edition, but then call her back and offer to cook her dinner.
There you go. That sounds like a plan too. I could do that. So that was your question, though. You didn't say all that. You just said what my choice be.
And if you would have given me that for an answer, I wouldn't have accepted it. I would have forced you to choose one or the other.
Okay. Okay.
So since I'm asking the question and it wasn't thrown at me, I just slipped that shit in there. But no, I mean, if I was putting a pressure cooker like that, I'm probably gonna choose the God of War.
I gotta get the God of War, man. It's gonna be there for me, man. Look, man, it's about my needs being met, man, and God of War gonna meet my needs right now.
Okay, so this is my last question, but it's also a pressure cooker question again too. All and right. Uncompetitive, you know, the chat. Feel free to chime in on this question too. So, if the FBI were to kick in your door, right?
And
they confiscated everything, the couch, coffee tables, clothes, your underwear, even your toothbrush. They're about to take your Xbox One X and your PlayStation Pro, which is the only thing they haven't taken yet. They all of a sudden decided, okay, you can keep one of them, but we taking the other one. Which one has to go?
Woo! Today, like right now, the Xbox gotta go.
No, you ain't getting it back. So whichever one so whichever one the FBI take, you ain't getting it back.
Okay. Well, then the Xbox gotta go for good. They gotta take that.
Okay.
They're gonna have to take that. This is why. Because they're gonna have to take it, because if I give up the PlayStation, I'm only gonna be able to play multi-plats and indies and Super's Lucky Tales and all that stuff, and you know, a broken PUBG and stuff like that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they take the PlayStation, they're taking all these sweet PlayStation exclusives, man, and I can't have that. I have to have it all. And it goes back to what Sick Humor said when I listened to your stream with him. He had mentioned, I think I forgot who he got this from. Maybe it was King Thrash or somebody, but you know, he had mentioned something to the fact that, you know, you buy the PlayStation for exclusive and you buy the Xbox for multiplats. And he said, damn that, I want every console to do everything for me. And when I thought about, because I used to think like that, like, oh, I got the Xbox One X, I'll just buy, you know, the multiplats for the powerful console, and I'll buy, say, the PlayStation 4 for my exclusives. But, you know, he's right, man. You know, I want all my consoles to do everything for me. I want them to have the multiplats. I want them to have the exclusives. I've paid all this money for it, right? So I will give up the Xbox because they're not doing all of that for me. But the PlayStation is. So I could still have my multiplats. I could still have my exclusives. So the Xbox will have to go. FBI, go ahead and take this Xbox up out of here, man, because they ain't giving me shitos but multiplats and indie games and some garbage Game Pass, you know. And so I can live today. I can live without it, man. You know, if you would ask me this question, you know, years ago, I may have, you know, because that's how I met, you know, you and the rest of the guys we used to game with back in the day. I was more heavy in the multiplayer, but today they got to take that Xbox, man. I'm sorry, it got to go.
Oh yeah, I mean, if the answer might have been different about, you know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, because you know, the 360 had the momentum that, you know,
it
generation.
Did. Yeah.
You know, so Yeah, I'd imagine your answer would have been different. You know, as much as I was pissed off about how Microsoft handled the Red Ring of Death situation, if you would have forced my hand back then, I probably would have taken the 360 because I was having more fun on the 360, despite how mad I was getting. Now, Scorpio, Uncompetitive said he would have let the Scorpio go as well. You know, Garuda, you in here? You want to quick chime in on that answer real quick? I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you caught the question, but the question is if the FBI came and kicked in your door and confiscated all your shit, couches, coffee table, your underwear, even your toothbrush, and the only thing left that they haven't taken is your Xbox One X and your PlayStation Pro, and they getting ready to take both of those, but at the last minute they decide that you can keep one of them. But they said, but the FBI said you can keep one of them, but we taking the other one. Which one has to go? And the answer has been unanimous so far that the Xbox One X has to go. So
I agree. Gotta
so
go.
feel free to chime in with your answer. So
I cry because I spent $500 on that bad boy, but he gotta go. I'll be crying. I cry about it. Don't get me wrong. I won't just be happy like, oh man, yeah, they take that, please. I'd be crying about it because you know Xbox still hold a little bit in my heart, man. I got a little love for it still. But,
right, but when you stop and think about it from a monetary perspective, then yeah, you taking a hard hit because there's $500 walking out of the door.
Yeah.
But once that Xbox is gone, then it's gonna dawn on you that the multiplats on the Xbox One X only looks slightly better than the PlayStation Pro. So from a graphical standpoint, you wouldn't be losing much if they were to take the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
You just be losing, from a monetary standpoint. Yeah, you'd be losing, $500. That stings.
Yep.
So let's see here. Garuda Legend says, I only have a PS4 OG and a laptop. I don't have a Pro or the X. I don't know. I could pose that question to you as to which one would you give up, your laptop or the PS4? Because don't forget, there's a ton of exclusives that you can only play on the PS4, not on a laptop. So, and we know what a monster year Sony's having this year, and they're expected to have a monster year next year. So that's still an interesting question. Which one are you going to give up? Now, not which one you if the FBI kicks in your door, which one are you going to give up, the PS4 or the laptop? And that would be a super tough one because, you can only game on the PS4, where you can do a lot of things on the laptop. But at the same time, if you got a cheap ass laptop, the gaming experience is going to be absolute shit. So that's still a tough question. So that might be a tougher question than, whether to let the FBI take the Pro or the Xbox One X.
Yeah, it's tough.
And so, so it is 10 o'clock. And that was my last question, but feel free to add anything, in closing this stream. If you have anything to add, shoot.
Okay. Well, I'm really excited about this launch. 2 hours is getting closer, and I might be making that trip. And I want to throw this out there. Sony, if you listening, please remaster God of War 1 and 2 to the PS4. Make it just as pretty as you did 3. That'd be wonderful, man. If not, I might have to go into GameStop and buy one of these cheap PS3s because I ended up selling my PS3 years ago. But I do want to play. I want to own all of them, and I would like to have God of War 1 and 2 remastered for the PS4. That's my wish. Then I'd have had a whole collection, man.
Hey, I would definitely purchase that. Before I finish answering that question, Uncompetitive says that means those on the X will transition to PC, doesn't it? I don't think they will have much choice. They only have two ways they can go. They can either go PC or they can go PS4.
Yeah.
And even if the FBI didn't take your X, it still sounds like it almost sounds like a better alternative right now. Anyway, you got the exclusives on the PS4, and you have a better performance over on the PC. So, it may not take the FBI kicking in somebody's door to make that transition.
Yeah.
But Oh my goodness. About the God of War remasters that you were talking about. You know, I think Bluehole, I think that's the name of the developer that did the Shadow of the Colossus reboot or whatever. Yeah. I would definitely love to see them do a God of War remaster.
I mean, it might be wishful thinking. I know Sony, right? They're not big on remasters like, you know, Xbox, right? So,
well, they're supposedly working on a game right now, another remaster. They're supposed to be working on a remaster. I've heard from a couple of people that it was probably, I heard that it might be SOCOM or whatever. You know, okay. But I'm sure whichever one they're working on, I'm sure it's going to be pretty good. You know, Uncompetitive says realistically, the FBI are more likely to take a computer. You're absolutely right, but I guess to kind of bend and twist that question, you know, what if there's no computers in the house and it's just those two consoles? So that was, you know, where I was trying to go with that question to try to back him into a corner to see what he would decide.
Okay, yeah.
So with me, you know, since I don't own the X either, I don't know. I might be fighting with the FBI if they try to take my PS4. So they might be taking me to jail along with my PS4.
But if they don't take it, you know, I was listening to your one of your streams with Sick, and he was talking about it. The X might take that road trip. The way things is looking. My X ain't going nowhere. It's staying right here. You know, as long as I can keep it, I'm keeping it. You know, I'm not taking a loss on it. Because if I sell it, I'm gonna take a loss. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I spent the $500 for it. And I'm gonna just keep it, ride it out, wait for E3, see what they say.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You know, no uncompetitive. I don't own the X. I saw no reason to buy it. I do own the Pro. But my son has the X, so I have experienced both consoles. And after what I experienced, I see no reason to buy an X.
Especially the way it's God of War look.
Yes, given the content over on the Microsoft side, I see no reason to purchase a Xbox One X. I think it'd be a waste of money. If you already own it, that's one thing. And so it's just not for me. I won't fault anybody for buying it, but it's just not for me. But oh my goodness,
buy the S and a Switch. It's $500 right there. Well, I don't know how much the S is now, but it was $200.
You know, I don't know how much the S is either. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to it because there's no way I'd buy the Xbox One S. Because if I felt like I was going to buy another Xbox One console, it would be the X. It just if you already own the Xbox One, to me, it doesn't make sense to upgrade to an S because your graphics is still going to be the same. The only thing you're gaining is a 4K player in HDR, which the way I feel about it, if you're going to upgrade, you might as well go all the way up to the top.
Lincoln, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I think I accidentally dropped out on accident, so I'm not sure what happened with my computer. But
it could have been a buffer.
Okay, it kicked me out and I just jumped back in. So
it did. Okay. Well, I was in the middle of answering a question. You know, I was in the middle of saying that, you know, I don't see the need to buy an Xbox One X. You know, I've experienced it. You know, I've played my son Xbox One X, and there's no doubt that the games do look, you know, only slightly better. So I'm not going to say they look bad. They just, you know, they look slightly better than the PlayStation Pro. And given the lack of content over there, I just don't see any point in buying an Xbox One X. But, you know, what we were leading into before I said that was when you pointed out that Sick Humor said that the Xbox One X might be taking a road trip, you know, a one-way road trip. He's not the only he's not the only YouTuber that I heard say something like that. Hard 8, you know, did a video where he talked about that he said he took a road trip with the Xbox One X and he said only one of us came back.
Yeah.
He said, you know, at the would I get a diskless X for $400? Oh, in the current state, no. For the simple fact that they have no content. I would, take Sony's situation right now with all these exclusives they had. If the PS4 did not have a disc, I would not like that, but I would probably still buy it. Just on the fact that of how much content they have. I mean, they got so many games over on the Sony side, you might overdose from them. So, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, here's a devil's advocate question for you. Like, what would they have to do? Like, how many exclusives will Microsoft have to have for, you could justify having it and not, taking that road trip or just being satisfied with the Xbox compared to the PlayStation? PlayStation, obviously, they're not going to get more exclusive games than what the PlayStation have. But how many do they need? One or two big hits, other than Gears and Halo?
Yeah, at this point, it's not about the quantity, it's the quality.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves does not appeal to me. That's not a game that's going to make me jump up and buy the Xbox One X. State of Decay is, at first it was, it was kind of getting the AAA treatment, but it's got an indie price. And myself, it looks like an indie game, and I think the $30 is probably what it should be. That's another game that does not appeal to me because I don't think it follows the protocol of a conventional zombie game. So that does not appeal to me. I tried the first Crackdown, and it got old with me pretty quick. After you built your agent up, it was basically rinse and repeat. Knock out a couple of thugs, grab the orbs, pick up some cars and dumpsters and throw them at people, and it didn't seem to be going anywhere with me. It didn't seem to be any kind of. I didn't feel like I was playing a story. I didn't feel like I was playing a story mode. I felt like I was in free roam, just throwing shit everywhere.
Right.
So with that being said, the three of those combined, not Halo, but Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, and Crackdown 3 is not enough. It's not about the amount of the games, the quality of those three games. It just would not justify me jumping up and buying an Xbox One X. Now, I have bought consoles before just for one game. My very first Xbox that I bought, the OG Xbox, I bought that game for Shenmue 2. It was the middle of the night, about 3 a.m. I got up and went to Myers, bought that original Xbox, and it was the one with the big ugly Duke controller. But I bought that for one game. If Microsoft had one game that was a wow factor, maybe I would buy the Xbox One X, but I would have to buy it under the belief that there's going to be more games coming. So it would take even a quality game may be enough to make me dip my feet in the water, but I won't do it knowing that, unless I believe there's going to be more to come. And I think that's how a lot of people got lulled to sleep with the Xbox brand, is that, they were under the impression that there was going to be a lot of photorealistic games coming. There was going to be some God of War type games coming, some Horizon Zero Dawn type game coming in terms of graphical power. I think they were lulled into thinking that there was, going to be a lot of good looking games coming for the 6.4 teraflops of power. And Sea of Thieves, to me, is just not a game visually that demonstrates the power of the X. It doesn't have a campaign, and it appears the multiplayer is a rinse and repeat type of game. And I understand that if you're not playing with your friends, the experience isn't that good. So those games just doesn't justify me dropping $500.
Yeah, I understand that. Hopefully they can, surprise us with something, man. I don't know. I'm desperate.
But the thing about it is, I've said it in past podcasts. This generation is over. Microsoft is not going to, in my eyes, they're not going to provide any more AAA titles after Crackdown for the rest of this generation. And, they are in a race, whatever they plan to launch in terms of whatever the next iteration of the Xbox is. They are in a race with Sony to try to get out the blocks first. Now, it clearly appears that the race is on. Sony does not have to release this console in 2019 because they're holding all the cards right now. But it appears to me that they are looking to launch this console in 2019, probably to try to deliver a knockout blow to the Xbox brand. That's the only reason why I can see them releasing this console in 2019. They don't have to right now. They got a bunch of games coming. The pressure's on Microsoft. They're the ones who's breaking their backs if they are actually working on another console to try to get it ready in time. And the big question is if the console's not ready in time, will they release a broken console in order to try to get ahead of Sony like they did with the 360? They released a console that wasn't ready. That Red Rings of Death was that was a defect waiting to happen. But they released it anyway to try to get the jump on the PlayStation. And they did get the jump on the PlayStation, and that's why they waited a whole year later to release the PS3 because of the big jump that the Xbox 360 got on them. So, you know, that a lot of question marks with Microsoft coming up. And I think I might have lost some sound here. Can anybody still hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. I thought I lost some sound here for a second. Oh my goodness. I forgot what I was going to say. Let's see. Competitive says, I think the PS5 will come in, 2020. I mean, if they released it in 2020, that would be fine with me. The fact of the matter is, if they did release the PS5 tomorrow, I would purchase it tomorrow. The only effect that a PS5 release would have on me at the moment is whether it has backwards compatibility or not. It's simple. If it has backwards compatibility, I'll sell my PS4 Pro. If it doesn't have backwards compatibility, I will keep my PS4 Pro. That's all. That's it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect me. Now the release of a PS5 tomorrow would not affect me, but it would definitely affect Sony. So I think it would be in their best interest to wait until the end of 2019 or early 2020 to release the console. Like I said, the pressure's on Microsoft. And if Microsoft is working on the next iteration of the Xbox, as it is rumored to be, and given Microsoft's history, they're scrambling right now as we speak. Now, think about it. There's been a lot of PS5 rumors lately. The PS5 rumors have been heating up, and we haven't heard anything about the Xbox 2 since the leak that Dreamcast guy supposedly heard about. We haven't heard anything about the Xbox 2.
Did Phil Spencer say it's about the games now that they spent so much time developing and worrying about the release of the X and all of that stuff, and so now it's kind of focused on games?
You got to read between the lines. All these games that he's talking about is for the next generation because it takes years to build these games, and they just now all these leaks and rumors that's coming out from the Xbox side, they are talking about studios that they just bought. Other than the coalition supposedly working on a game, we haven't really heard about who's working on what. All we've been hearing about is they bought a studio. They struck a deal with this person. You just sign contracts. Now when you get into the nuts and bolts of this shit and actually get stuff going, it's gonna take a few years to develop whatever it is they're talking about. So when he says he's focusing on first-party games, Phil Spencer is talking about for the next generation. This generation is over. There's not going to be any more AAA games this generation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so with that being said, to me, whatever they show at E3 this year is going to be for the next generation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're in a position where they have to show me. Wait a minute, let me see here. Uncompetitive says, I think that Microsoft are lying when they said that they had started work on the next Xbox, and the X is their final console. I found that ironic. Right after the Xbox One X hadn't even launched yet, and Phil Spencer was on camera saying that they already started working on the Xbox, the next iteration of the Xbox. In my opinion, how are you working on the next Xbox when the Xbox One X hasn't launched yet and is launching under a bunch of controversy because the games that you have for the console when it comes out is going to be Forza Motorsports 10, Forza Motorsport 7, I'm sorry, which was already out a month before the console launched. So with the day that the Xbox One X launched, you had Super Lucky's Tale. And you talking about the next Xbox is already in development when you when the console that you're getting ready to launch is being launched, under a bunch of scrutiny because this doesn't appear to be any games in the pipeline.
Yeah.
So that is all I have heard about the next iteration of the Xbox. One coming out of Phil Spencer's mouth, and then the video that I saw from Dreamcast guy, and that was like a high priority with this console was to make sure that it was ready to go by 2019 because they are desperately trying to. His exact words is that they are worried about the PlayStation 5, so they are breaking their backs to try to get this thing out in 2019 to get the jump on Sony. And with that, and so to me, the way I read into that is that Microsoft is willing to release a broken console again in order to get the jump on Sony. With that being said, I have no intentions of buying the next iteration of the Xbox until I see that they have some games and until I see that this console is not faulty.
Mm-hmm.
So, so we gotta wait from the God of War edition. That's what this podcast was supposed to be about. We talked about a lot of good God of War stuff. It's a 10:15. So if you want me to count the minutes, we got 1 hour and 45 minutes. I'm so excited about this game. I don't think I can go to bed without getting a little taste of God of War. I gotta have just a little bit, even if it's just a teaspoon. I gotta have a little before I go to bed.
Well, you're getting a digital version, my friend. So you don't have to leave the house. So
yeah, but I'm still
right here.
I'm still in a situation though because I paused the download and the download still has 2 hours to go.
Okay.
So I don't know if the game will let me play. If it will let me start the game with only about 70% of it downloaded.
Man, I can't wait to unbox this collector's edition. It's gonna be so nice tomorrow, man.
Oh yeah, and I think this digital deluxe version also comes with an electronic comic book of God of War.
Yeah, they do.
And so I haven't even attempted to download that yet. I'll do that after I get the game downloaded, and then I'll probably read it or something over the weekend when I get a minute. This question wasn't on my list of questions, but I'll go ahead and ask it anyway. Do you plan on playing any other games before you finish God of War?
Before I finish the God of War 4?
Yeah.
No, I'm not playing any other games while I'm playing that. I've been, this has been a highly anticipated game for quite a while now, and I'm not going to just download it, pop it in, and then play it, not finish it, and then play something else. No. I got to play this game. I'm going to be playing it all the way through, man, until I'm done. And when I go back to try to get my plat, I'll play other things in between. But for right now, every time I fire my PS4 to game, it's going to be the game to play that. Not anything else right now.
Okay, that's that's what's up.
The only question is I'm trying to think about what difficulty I'm gonna start on since it's a new God of War with the new, the way it's different from the last God of War. So I kind of want to, because I'm like you, I want to enjoy the story, but I always put the God of War on the hardest difficulty, and it's kind of a struggle at first until I get the hang of it. But
yeah, and then that to me that takes away from the movie experience if I play it on the hardest difficulty, and because I don't care who you are, if you play a game on the hardest difficulty, sooner or later you're going to run into that spot where you're going to get stuck, and it's going to take you like 15 attempts to get past it. I don't want to get in that situation. I plan on playing it on easy or playing it on a normal level. I don't mind a little bit of a challenge, but I don't want to play it on some kind of insane level for the first time.
Yeah, I hear you. So, I'm excited to see what you think about it, man, because this is your first God of War experience, man. So can't wait to hear your thoughts on it.
I think, you know what? I guess I could use Bravo Team as an example. That was a game that I was seriously hyped for. And A lot of people thought the game was trash, and I don't blame them for thinking that way, because the big turnoff for Bravo team for some of the people that played it was that you lose the immersion when you try to advance on the enemy soldiers. It's a point and click type of advancement. You highlight an area where you want to advance, and then you click the button, and your person will go into full body view and advance to that spot. And that was the big thing that turned everybody off, because you lose the immersion when you go into full body view. But where I'm going with this is that I knew that walking in. I knew that about the game walking in. I still like the game. I haven't played it because I've been too busy playing MLB The Show. I still like the game. I still plan on finishing it. And that's how I feel about God of War. I think this is one of those games where I just can't see how I would not like it. I just don't see it.
Right.
I think I'm going to love this game. You know, if somebody were to jump up and give this game a 2, I'll be like, so fucking what? I'm still playing it.
Yeah.
I just do not see a scenario where I will dislike this game. I just can't see it.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to your thoughts on it, man.
Oh, I definitely I'm planning on doing a review video of the game this weekend. The big question is trying to figure out how, you know, what kind of gameplay I can put in the game that's not a spoiler. So it probably forced me to do a lot of editing, and I have to figure out a way to give the review without spoiling it, because that's been a big narrative going around right now, is that, you know, the majority of YouTubers that's talking about God of War don't want any spoilers. There's a few people out there that don't really give a fuck about what people think about the spoiler aspect of it. They're still going ahead and throwing shit out there, throwing unseen footage out there, talking about a lot of stuff that they shouldn't be talking about because they're ruining the experience. So I have to make sure that I do not fall into that category. I have to find a way to give this game a good review without spoiling it for anyone.
Okay.
So that is going to be the big test. You know, I don't know. The game the review video might be a situation where I'm saying it 8 million times. It's a great game.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Real quick, Uncompetitive says, what do you think of having VR controllers that are like bracelets with a stalk on the inside of your wrist and an infrared camera that tracks finger movement? If you are referring to the new Move controller that Sony has a patent for, I do know that controller has a thumbstick. It has a strap that wraps around your hand. I don't know anything about any infrared camera on the controllers. I do know that I guess the controller is supposed to be pressure sensitive, that, you know, how hard you squeeze the controller will register with whatever game you're playing. Whatever iteration of it is, all I care about is that it has a thumbstick, so they can eliminate teleportation as a method of travel. Because in its current state right now, the Move controllers are holding VR back. And I said it before, for some people, the teleportation is throwing some people off, causing them to get a little bit sick, stuff like that. So when the game is smooth, a new controller that you can throw an axe with, that would be slick. I guess while we're on the subject of VR, there is a game called MLB The Home Run Derby coming out for PlayStation VR. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's definitely a game I'm looking forward to. So, but I think we can go ahead and wrap this up and get ready. In a little over 90 minutes, the joyous moment will be here. We can all celebrate. We can all shoot off our fireworks. We can all dance with glee. The moment is upon us.
Yes, sir. Oh, can't wait, man.
Same here. I'm so looking forward to this. I keep looking at my PlayStation because I got the screen on right now. I keep looking at it. I keep looking at the clock. I'm going to have to find something to do to kill my time for the next hour and a half. I don't know, play spades or something from my phone to kill time. But I absolutely cannot wait. And I want to thank you for coming on again. And who better to have come on than a man I know who is deep into the God of War franchise the way you are. I think I couldn't have picked a better person to come on the show. I appreciate you coming on, and I'm also waiting for you to get that channel up and running because I'm looking forward to seeing content from you. I'm looking forward to you joining us on the Roundtable podcast. So make sure you keep us in the loop when the channel's up and running.
Oh, no doubt. Thanks again for having me on. It's fun to get on here and chat it up with you, man. I think you're doing a great job, and you got good content. So anybody in the chat, man, subscribe to this man. I think he's doing a great job. I enjoy listening to it, man. Even if it's not me, I enjoy it. If it was somebody else, I would have tuned in and had just as much fun listening, man. So thanks for having me on, and it was a pleasure, an honor for you to invite me on to talk about one of my favorite games, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Make sure you show the love back too once you get your channel up and running. Please bring me on as a guest. I would love to join you again and do this again. But but the roles being reversed with me being the guest, you being the host, you asking the questions. I would definitely love to do that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll make that happen for sure.
Okay. So to everybody out there, thanks for watching. Thanks for the likes. Uncompetitive. Thanks for joining us in the chat. If you happen to catch the replay of this podcast, make sure you give it a like when you're done checking it out. And thanks for watching it. And, feel free to leave any kind of comments. I definitely try to respond to all the comments, and thank you, Uncompetitive, for the good show comment. I really appreciate that. Also, on the Lincoln show coming up, I've gotten commitments from the Titanfall Princess, from Carlos Fernandez, and Jay Wags. I've gotten commitments from them that they will appear on the show in the future. So it's just a matter of me. I think I'm shooting for asking Titanfall Princess to come on next Thursday. I will be getting in touch with her and asking her if she's available for the Lincoln show next Thursday. If you happen to be watching Titanfall, you're up next. I'm looking to holler at you next Thursday on the Lincoln show. I'll be in touch with you on Twitter. And I want to thank everybody again for coming out from A. Lee of Gunru Gaming and your boy Lincoln Clay. Thanks for watching, and we are out.